Hello everybody, Mav Hunter here. I've set up my Kodiak 10x10 canvas tent to inspect that my repair job with the canvas patches and with the 3 grommet installation, that all's ready to go for my upcoming hunting season. Installed 3 grommets across the front to get a little overlap between the 2 awnings, and that overlap will close off the gap that allowed all the water to come in on my last video. When setting up your Kodiak canvas tent, it's always a great idea to use a bottom tarp between the tent's floor and the ground. It'll help keep the floor of the tent a lot cleaner and add additional protection for any little sharp objects that may be on the ground that you missed picking up or sweeping up to get out of the way. So here I'm using a 10x10 polyethylene tarp as a ground tarp underneath my Kodiak canvas tent. And I've got the front vestibule, which is optional. So that's an optional purchase with this Kodiak 10x10 tent. And I've got it set up now with the new grommets installed to get that overlap, to prevent that gap between the main awning and the optional vestibule, so it won't leak onto my gear anymore. And so here it is installed. Normally I would peg this down much closer and more solidly into the ground, but I'm in a park, so I just pegged it just enough to be able to get it to hold secure. But you've got this nice little flap here, a little storm flap, and usually I will tuck that underneath the awning. Few inches overlap, and I'll probably attach the cord to this rivet, to this grommet here, and attach it to one of the stakes on the front vestibule so that it doesn't flap in the wind. And here you can see the center grommet, but I opted not to inset this grommet 5 inches like I did on the sides, just because that's just single layer canvas on the inside there. And on the outer edge where the 2 ends are, that's doubled up canvas. So I opted to put this center grommet in the doubled up canvas. So in order to get the overlap, I can pull it down and attach it with a tie cord to one of the stakes on the awning, on the vestibule. And in this case, I just added an extra stake to get that flap secure. I feel much better with that center grommet being in doubled material versus a single layer of canvas. And here's the other end. And once again, I'll attach a cord to that loose grommet and attach that down to one of the stakes of the vestibule so it doesn't flap in the wind. And here we'll go on the inside of the awning. You can see I remembered to put the little Velcro tabs around the awning support pole. This awning support pole does not come with the tent itself. It comes with the vestibule. But you can see here where in the past I had a little gap here, I now have a couple inches of overlap. So that should close that off so the rain doesn't leak down onto my gear underneath this vestibule. So, grommet install complete. I think this vestibule will work out much nicer. It's an afterthought having to put this on instead of the factory installing it. This here are the 2 holes, or actually 3 holes. I had a patch with 2 patches and glued the patches in with the Kodiak Canvas repair kit. And it's dried very nicely, it's sealed. I wetted it down with water, it did not leak. And then I also sealed the larger patch on the inside, because the larger of the 2 patches, this one here, the 2-inch patch, I put a patch on the inside of the tent as well as on the outside of the tent. The instructions from Kodiak Canvas say not to get the glue on anything that's visible because it will dry to a slightly brown color, which indeed it did. It went from white to yellow to now brown, fully cured. But I just wanted to make sure that I got these edges really tacked on there. So I'm just going to have to put up with a little discoloration from that glue right there. I'd rather have the edges super secure, because if those edges come loose, this patch could just peel right off. But overall, that completes the setup of the optional front vestibule for the Kodiak Canvas 10x10 tent. Something I wish I had taken the time to do 6 years ago when I purchased this combination, but I just finally got around to it. Thank you, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up icon for a like, and to stay tuned for new video releases from Mav's Outdoor Adventures, hit the red subscribe button. Thank you, everyone.